Zeke at Far, what's going on?
Man, we out here, man. Big Zeke. Hey, what up, Drew? Nice to
What's
see you,
good?
bro. Yes, sir.
So
Chilling.
this is a special episode, and it's going to be a recurring episode. We just
Yeah,
have to time it right,
right.
uh, and we'll just dive right into it.
Yeah, man.
Because you're on a Netflix show coming up, right?
Yes, sir. You
Which
already
is
know.
the Squid Games reality show.
Yeah, bro. Yes, sir. So, Squid Game's the challenge, season 2. Your boy's premiering on it. Really excited to, I've never been on TV before, and just to be able to compete and represent Indy on this show. We out here, man. Yep. So,
When does it drop?
So we're looking at November 4th. So November 4th it comes out. From what I know, it'll be kind of spread out a little bit. So yeah, look for me November 4th on Netflix, making my debut, man. Big 410 on there.
Yeah, and you're a local artist. Like in the past, you're an artist here in Indianapolis that's been making music for a while. We've worked
Dude.
it's been years now. But damn, I got fried from when we were talking before.
Man, we basically had the pre-pod and we smoked down, so we're good.
I knew this was gonna happen. Like as soon as I turned the camera on and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But basically, you went from local artist to international because this show was filmed in Europe, right?
So yeah, we filmed in London, actually, London, England. Your boy had never been out of the country prior to doing this, man. So like, this was all new for me, and like, just I just put it in God's hands, really. But yeah, we filmed out in London, man. I was out there for about a month and a half. It was crazy.
So just explain
So much, man.
I know we kind of talked about it, but just explain what the games were, like how you were competing and everything.
Yeah, man. So essentially upon pull up, man, like I get this opportunity and I seize it. I have to do it, have to represent, and like upon getting there and stuff, like, once we touched down, like a lot of it was centered around like, everybody get to the hotel and you meet people who are a part of it. Like you figure out who in the airport is going with you. So like it starts there, and like we're all there for the same reason. It's just people from all walks of life, and we get to the hotel and we're checking in, getting to know each other, and then eventually it's time to get suited up and get to these games. So it goes from there, and like we get fitted for our tracksuits, man, and like I don't know, it's just an insane process getting to know everybody, and yeah, eventually they threw us in the games, man. It's crazy.
And how long were you there?
So like I said, I was there for about, I want to say like almost 4 weeks, almost 5.
Like over a month, basically.
Yeah, basically over a month, and like, again, this is like my first time going out the country. So, you're just praying that all this shit goes perfect and like you don't have any problems or whatever. And I didn't, but like, once we get in there, it became real, man. Like we're competing against each other. It's not a game no more, like it got real. So.
And let's get into that, because that's what we were talking about. Like the Squid Games, I'm sure everybody knows, is like some killer games, where it's like a psychological test too.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that was exactly what was going on, where like they made it psychologically hard. Like you said, like kind of describe the living conditions of what it was like for that 30 days.
Man, so like living conditions, like, so if you're familiar with the show, like what you've seen is like literally what you get. So like, it's uncomfortable, man. Like, and shout out to everybody involved. I think they did a good job of making people feel, safe and things of that nature. But like, we're sleeping on 4-inch mattresses, bro. Like these are metal frames, very high in the air. Like, for some people that's a problem, but like, it's really get in where you fit in. Like people are running to beds and like claiming them. So it's like, you got to figure it out.
Did you go for the top or bottom bunk?
Of course I went for the top bunk, man. I was like, I got to be up top where I can see everything going on. I can survey my surroundings. Like I'm immediately playing the game upon picking the bed. Like every moment felt like you're playing the game, bro. Like every choice, everything you're eating. Like
so 30, because I mean 30 days is a long time for 400 people basically to dive into a game. You know, like I would just assume some people like lost their shit. Some people started going hard playing the game, you know, and doing crazy things.
Yeah, there was some psychotic behavior at times, you know, like I ain't gonna dox nobody or whatever. Like you'll definitely see like who showed out if they get shown, you know what I'm saying? But like certain people just weren't rocking with the aspect of, you know, there's no outside, man. So starting off 456 people, there's 10 bathrooms, bro, 10 stalls. So like you got to understand, like at that point, like you can't just go to the bathroom when you want. So that alone was messing.
You're playing people. A whole game with
You're
that.
You're playing a game with yourself, man.
Damn.
And you know, we had water bottles. We all had these metal water bottles. There's always lines to fill them up. It's like you got to time everything, man. And every little thing like that matters. It's almost like prison, you know, like not like
that's exactly prison, what it sounds like.
It was giving prison, you know, aspects of it. Like you eat at certain times, like you better eat it all too, you know.
Well, and that really is the Squid Games, you know, because like in this show, they're not just chilling, living lavish. It's like that's part of the game almost. And like those conversations you have with other players, you know, probably is all part of it in a way. But let me ask you, so since that's kind of the dynamics of it, who was like your first friend that you met and how did that happen?
Man, so unfortunately, I don't remember bro's name, but I met bro at the airport. And he runs like a YouTube account where he talks about sports. And he told me it was popping. I believe him. I'm very gullible. So I believed what a lot of everyone told me in there. Like, I'm just happy to meet motherfuckers, you know. But like, bro was really, really cool. And I cannot remember his name. But he was my first friend going in there. And like, shout out to dude. But like, I'd say the first person who like really stuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd say my friend Julie. She really was really kind in there. And like, I don't know, we just gravitated towards each other and it was a vibe, you know, like she from Texas and like I really locked in with her in there. I believe her number was 443 if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to you, Julie. But like really carried me through a lot of the mental weirdness of being in there. There were moments, man, where you really needed people and that's the game too. Well, like,
describe that though, because obviously it's weird. You both are like in the same circumstances, you know, in the same experience. But it's like to you know just explain like what that was actually like as you're going through it.
Man, so like you've accepted the fact you're there, but like you want to win, but there's moments before the games where you're just in this dorm with all these people. So it's like you're either making friends, making waves, or you're not. So like breaking down your, you know, coming out of your shell a little bit is almost mandatory. And just doing that alone was cool. Like you meet people from all walks of life and like it really gets you through it. There's no concept of time in there, man. So like that's the other prison aspect of it is there's no concept of
no clocks or anything.
No clocks. We don't know if it's day or night. We know we woke up like a while ago.
So you didn't have your phone for 30 days?
Nah, they took all that. Like no phone, passport, keys. Everything is gone. All we have
so you're
is
not, you
our
can't
number.
Go anywhere.
We can't leave, bro. Like we are locked in. Like, and that made it real, you know. Like it made it intense, and they know exactly what they was doing, man. Like they really did. And shout out to the crew and everything. Like if people felt uncomfortable, and this is the side of television that one I didn't know about, but two you don't get to see. If people are ever uncomfortable, people will come get you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always an outlet, and like. Moments like that are like reminders like, okay, this is like a game, but like people still care, you know, it's not like they leaving us in there type. But yeah, you on your own, man. You got to just thrive off your relationships with others and friendships. And yeah, you just got to go, man.
Was there like that social aspect to it? Kind of like we were saying before, where it's like, you know, like if you're an asshole, people would kind of team up probably against you and like vote you out or something. Like were there circumstances like that?
Yeah, so there were moments, you know, within the game where it's like, you know, there were definitely clicks in there and you get wind of who's like tapped in with who. I approached the game like I'm a real chill guy, so I wanted to just be nice to everybody that I could be, you know, put myself kind of in the middle of some things, but not anything dramatic, you know, like I just wanted to be a prominent leader within the game and like someone people could look to like, oh, he gonna play fair, he gonna play hard, it's gonna be hard to get him, but like he's coming. He's trying to win. So there were people in there though that were very secluded, that weren't like trying to tap in with other people. So you definitely got that cutthroat vibe, and there's a lot of name dropping, man. They interviewing people and stuff.
Did it get heated? Like, did it? I'm sure just the amount of people and the amount of time, at some point it got heated between different people, right?
Yeah, man. So
try to keep the mic just a little closer.
Sure. So there was one time, man, where a player definitely called one of my friends. Shout out to Faith. That's another player that I really loved. Meeting her in the games. Faith was super cool. But one of the players who was kind of freaking out about stuff, he called her a slur. He called her the B word. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's going to be put on display, but that shit was popping, man. Like, people weren't rocking with that.
Yeah.
And like, we were like, nah, man, you can't be talking to her like that. Like, people kind of turned up, and it was like, this is real, man. Like, you can't be out here dissing popular people, bro. Like, this is like, we're all potted up now. Like, you just can't do certain things like that you think are okay on the outside. You know what I mean?
Well, even if it doesn't all the way pop off there, you still got to go back to the dorms for another week.
People are going to bunks talking about the shit you just did, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then that is like a game of telephone, and it gets spread throughout. Like, I wasn't in on too much tea or whatever, whatever you want to call it. But like, we had our crew, we had our clique, Shout out to the people that was in my group. We called ourselves the Avengers. We were like, we're going to always have each other's backs in here no matter what. And we spread out amongst the dorm, not like on some infiltrating type shit, but just to spread out and be safe, and then check back in later. You feel me? Like, there was a lot of that going on.
Like a secret society or something?
Secret society, bro. The Avengers. Shout out to my people. Shout out to Daryl. Shout out to Mackenzie, Melissa, Jarrell, Ola Benga, everybody, India, everybody who was tapped in with everybody and like keeping everyone safe and comfortable. Like, the safe spaces within the game, those were those people to me. So they know who they are. Shout out to them. It was amazing, man.
So you can't say how it ended, right? You can't say what place you came in.
Nah.
Is it safe to say that you went decently far? Or like, can you say like a rough?
Yeah, I can say like, so what I can tell you is, I can tell you like 2 to 3 things. One, I inserted myself in situations where I have to be shown. So take that with a grain of salt. Like, you can't cut me out because I was a part of it. So take that for what it's worth. I can't speak to how far, how many episodes, where, this, that, and the third. But I played a lot of games, and I definitely inserted myself in things where it's like, oh, that's where the camera will be. So there's Isaiah. Like, straight up. So I think I'm in there a lot, actually.
So you've had to keep this secret from basically everybody, right? For months now?
Dude, almost a year, like close to a year. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. And
I remember you saying like you were here over a year ago, like in like total. You didn't even tell me what it was. You just said like like there's an opportunity or something, and like I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
But that's a crazy year, like to go overseas, be on a Netflix show, do decently well or whatever, what I mean? And then come back and have to keep it a secret and be like, yeah, I've just been chilling, you just haven't seen me in like that month I just took off, what I mean?
Man, it's definitely been hard to like keep things under wraps, but like, there's a side of that that's like easy for me. So like, I'm big with like Instagram and social media. You have to be, and like, we'll get into content and things like that later. But like, I'm not a person who feels like, okay, I need to be like present right now. I need people to see what I'm doing. Like, I'll not post for like 8 months. I don't think I'd posted for like a long time leading into this. So like, my mind was already in that mode of like, all right, we're just doing what we need to do. We're building something. And when it's time to pop out and show niggas, it's time to pop out. So that's where I was at, really. And like, I don't know, man. It was easy for me to like keep things under wraps because I was already in that mode. But like, you want to tell certain people, man. You want to be like,
I would. It would be hard. Like, I don't think they could trust me with it. You know what I mean? But no, that's wild. So it comes out like next week, basically, right?
Yeah.
So what are you most excited for now? For when that first episode drops?
So for me, the thing I'm most excited to see is like, so in the sense of like me playing the games, my whole MO, like, and if it shows me say this, because I remember verbatim when they interviewed me, like in the background or whatever. My whole MO was like, I want to show people that you can win these games the right way. So I'm most excited for people to see me play and like play the right way and play like, you know, like a true Indiana person would play. Like, I truly feel like there's something about this state that we're all about fairness when it comes to like competition. And like that goes to sports too. Like, we just get it out the mud, you know. We're either doing not so hot or we do great, but we're fair no matter what. And I wanted to play the games fair and show you could win by being fair. And I feel like that's what I did. So that long answer, that's what I'm most looking forward to, is people seeing me get that first game victory. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can even get into that if you want. I can definitely talk about that first game if you want at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, so and just because, like you said, you were representing Indiana, and I know we kind of talked about it just a minute ago, but like in what ways were you representing Indiana?
Man, so like obviously I had to let them know where I was from, you know, which is here, Indianapolis, representing Indiana. And like, you know, when they interview me, when they talk to me, like getting to know me better, which they did with a lot of players, but like with me, I was like, let me make it a point to like mention Tyrese, mention Caitlin Clark, mention Anthony Richardson at that time. And like, these are prominent figures that I look up to, and, you know, we're representing the same state, and now's the time to like present them, you know. And now look at Tyrese. He's on Netflix now. Like, he's got that special, and like, there's special things about this place, man. And like, especially when it comes to competition, like even the rap scene too, man, like it's very competitive. Like, there's something about competitive based things here. Like, we love that shit. Like, and I wanted to represent a competitive spirit out there. You feel me?
No, that's tight.
Absolutely.
So what was the first game?
Man, so look, first game that you gonna laugh. So like, the first game we had to count to 456 seconds. And the closest team to do that would stay within the game. So boom, check it out. This is the first game, bro. Like 456 of us in the dorm. We've all got our suits on. We've all eaten and all this shit. And like, we're in there. First game, boom. They divide us into two groups. 456 divided by 2. My math is terrible. That might be 228. I don't know. But like, they divide us into two groups, and we had to count to 456, and we had this little this button up in the center that we had to press once we got to 456.
456 seconds?
Seconds, yeah.
So you had to time it like...
Yeah. So imagine you're in a room with 227 people, and the announcer lady or whatever is like, count to 456. You have 2 minutes to figure it out, basically. And like, so imagine 227 people yelling like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna count? Like,
so like, what did happen? Like, I'm sure madness. Like leaders emerged somehow where they're like, okay, we're the ones counting or something.
Bro, so like in my room, at first, the first 30 seconds was panic, bro. Nobody knew how we was going to count.
And then you lose, then you're off.
Like, everyone's off. People are, like, yelling, quiet, quiet. Like, it's getting to that point. Eventually, like, 1 or 2 people get through and make everyone be quiet. And long story short, one of the players, there was some twins from Australia. I don't know their names, but one of the twins, he goes up there, and he's just kind of, like, corralling everyone to calm down. And, you know, I kind of step forward. These 2 guys step forward, and they're like guitarists or musicians or whatever. And they're like, we know tempo, man.
120 BPM. That's what I was thinking.
Bro literally threw the BPM out, bro. Like, he said, I don't know.
It'd be 120.
Yeah, I think he said 120 or something like that.
Then 2 beats is a second.
Yeah, see, this is all like outside. I just know.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Don't let an audio engineer do that.
Bro,
you know how this raps.
Could not have been a better situation. So like, these 2 musicians step up, amazing guys. And the name thing was hard. We were numbers in there, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But these guys were so cool. I volunteered to like do the verbal counting out loud. So their guitarist's job was to maintain the tempo, and I counted so we didn't lose our number.
Damn.
And shout out to my boy Ola Benga, player 10. He came up, an original Avenger. He came up, he counted with me. And shout out to Taylor Navarro. She came up. I don't remember your number. I apologize. But these 2 came up and helped count with me out loud. We're up there. I'm sweating bullets, bro. Like, it's game on, and we're counting. By the time we get to like 270, I'm like, we're about to like lose this shit. Like, I'm about to lose this shit. Like, kept going though, bro. And they just kept snapping away.
5, 6. That's crazy.
Bro, we get to 454 and we accounted for a slight delay. We slam that shit. The twin, he hits the button right at 454 because we can't go over 456.
Oh.
Fucking room erupts. We're like, we feel like we won the Super Bowl. We don't even know if we won, bro, but we were so happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we turned up and like the other team, they went over.
Bust.
Done. Bust. And we had these squid packs on, bro. I don't know if you've seen the show, but when you die in the show, the squid packs go off and it's like black blood or whatever. Squid ink, you know what I'm saying? So like they all fell to the ground tight, like, and we cut 50% right there, bro, and we won. Like, and I was one of them people counting, bro. I was one of like 5 people up there, like doing the shit.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
And it's weird, just human nature, how that like quick thinking happens, you know, because it's like that time it took the musicians to be like, I'm a musician, look, I'm snapping, and then to be like, okay, somebody count this snap, and like, you know, and like get everybody else on the same page. It's like that's a lot to happen in like 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, they for sure knew what they were doing, you know, with the time limit. I think it was between like 2 minutes and 5 minutes that they gave us to figure it out how we was gonna go about it.
Before they started?
Yeah, like right before it started. That makes more
sense, because I was like, once you get off like 30 seconds, how would you ever know?
Yeah, so in real time, they gave us like 2 to 5 minutes. It was short. So it didn't feel like enough time to figure it out. There was definitely some panic, a lot of panic at the beginning of it. I don't know what it's finna look like type, but like, you know, when it come out, you're gonna see like people rally together and figure it out. Like you said, the human nature, like these guys are like, here's my gifts. This is what I bring to this situation. I step up. I'm like, I make beats, so I can count to 1,000. Like, I'll just do it, you know? And we used to have to do that shit when we ran for basketball. We would have to run for 5 minutes and we'd have to count out loud. And honestly, I thought about that, like, while we were doing that.
You'd have to count. It's like seconds?
Yeah, to 300. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, so our coach would make us run. We had 3 courts in our gym, and we would have to run all 3 courts, and we had to run for 5 minutes, but we had to count out loud to figure out if it was 5 minutes, you know, no cheating. So, like, yeah, that kind of tapped in with that a little bit in that moment.
Have you ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Of course. That
sounds like
that. That's my shit.
But it sounds like one of those moments, right, where it's like, holy shit, I did this before. You know what I mean? Because
bro, dead ass.
A lot of, not every high school team, I could be wrong because I didn't play high school basketball, but not every team does that. Like where you count seconds. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was solely so we knew, because the clock was far away, you know what I'm saying? There was a clock on the wall, but like there's 3 courts, so we're way down there. So we had to count kind of out loud, you know, to get our 5 minutes. So I would always do mine out loud because I didn't want to cheat, you know what I mean? Like,
do you feel like that helped you as an artist, like breath control?
Yeah, definitely. This concept of either walking and running while vocalizing something, like, definitely has helped with breath control and picking up rhythm. Even if you're moving out of rhythm, the rhythm is here, you know, in the vocal cords. So like, and in the brain. So you feel that, like, true tempo, you feel that. You don't have to like count it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely think that played a part in it for sure.
Because it sounds like just one big psychological experiment. It sounds like, yeah, it's the TV show, but behind the scenes, there's like 10 psychologists like really doing studies of like, this is what happens when you put 400 people together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. What better opportunity to do like case studies than in a situation like that? I can't speak to anything that I don't know if anything was going on like that, but what better opportunity to test, you know, especially like the gene pool they were essentially pulling from by putting all of us in there. Like, bro, I met a guy from Japan, shout out to Leon, professional soccer juggler. Like, he juggles like on Instagram and shit. He's a professional, and he's one of the wickedest dudes I've ever seen. He was doing that shit in the dorm, bro. Like, so motherfuckers we made like prison basketballs and prison soccer balls out of shirts and like socks and shit, man. And people were playing around. There were some real serious soccer players in there, like people from Australia, New Zealand. They just knew how to kick. And Leon was juggling that shit like it was a real ball and like bouncing on the back of his neck and shit. Like, showing out, just freestyling shit. Like,
did that come in handy in any of the challenges?
I'd say maybe not. We didn't do as much footwork stuff. Like there were people in there who like we weren't doing like jump rope and shit like that. Like people, because not everyone can physically do that, you know. So there were aspects of it like that. There wasn't a lot of foot stuff.
But that kind of is part of it though, because like you said, you were literally racing against people. So it's like if you can't physically do it, you kind of do get weeded out too, right?
Yeah. So certain things, it's inevitable. If you can't, like, let's just say if you can't catch a ball, then you're SOL, you know, like little things like that would happen. You know, if your hands was super sweaty, like you might drop something, you know, if you couldn't get it together, you know what I mean? So there were aspects where it's like, all right, like this is like as fair as we can make it. But if you just can't, then it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So definitely happened.
But like it was like a mix of like it wasn't just all luck. Like it was like skill too to be able to do it, which is, you know, that's what really makes it competitive too, because it's not all just like a 50-50, you know, this side goes home or whatever. It's always like skill based, which is cool,
bro, for real. And like, you know, even there were even moments where it's like how you handle attention was like part of the game too. So certain people would get propped up at certain times and they would become the focus of the dorm, or essentially the next conversation at dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like there were, when I say there were cliques in there, when people would get exalted up, like there would be discussions, bro, and there would be talks of like, all right, well, we need to go for this person if we're going for anybody. Like it became real. So like there were team aspects too, like how you made yourself when you were dealing with attention. So like, for example, I can speak to my situation on there. So there was a situation where like I put myself in a position to draw essentially a wild card, if you will. It'll make more sense when it come out type. But like I got rewarded for that. And so my reward, the fucking guards come out with their masks and shit, gave me this big ass sheeted birthday cake, like this big birthday cake, bro. And like I get this birthday cake and I'm like, clearly I'm not gonna eat all that, you know, but everyone's like, oh, birthday cake. Like, and people are freaking out, man. And like, how you gonna handle that attention? You know what I'm saying? Like, you about to be the birthday cake
and
guy.
Guess what? That goes back to the psychological experiment where they know some in prisons that are bad, you know, if you give somebody a bag of chips, you're really starting problems for them because now they're the focus of attention and somebody's going to be mad out of
this motherfucker got a whole thing of cake. He not going to share it with nobody. Like, oh, he only sharing it with them.
And it's probably just enough cake where you can't really share it with everybody, right?
Well, contrarily, I will say this. It was a big ass cake. It was plenty. So guess what I did, man? I said, literally the second I got it, I turn around, bro, and I'm like, I shout at the top of my lungs. I'm like, anybody who wants cake can please come up. I will give you some cake. And so I start, and I'm dead ass. I start taking little slivers of it. Cause bro, keep in mind, we haven't had sugar for like 2 weeks, like not a gram of sugar, no caffeine, no alcohol, like nothing like that. No sugar at all. Like when I say,
no commissary.
No commissary. No honey buns, man. No motherfucking, no nothing, bro. No Doritos. We had what they fed us, and it was ass, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
So what happened? You like fed people like bro. Fucking Jesus?
I fed people like Jesus, like feeding the 5,000, like Duncan Hines Jesus, bro. Like I just start taking slivers of the cake, like, and giving it to people, like in their bare palms, bro. Like Jesus, like literally,
that's insane.
And like, bro, literally, someone cried, bro, and I almost cried because that's what life is, bro. Like, life is just someone gets cake and they either share it or they don't, bro. And I shared my cake, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm giving cake to people. Some people were skeptical, bro. They're like, why are you giving cake out? Like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just trying to
save
be nice.
That shit for later.
Nah, they's like, you marking people. Like, why are you marking people? I'm like, I'm not marking anyone. I'm literally giving it to everybody. And like,
Was it good? Was the cake good?
Oh, it was fire, bro. Bro, I ate 2 slices, bro. I ate some big ass slices. It was gas. There was only like, so at this point, I believe, I don't remember how many of us was in there, but I think I handed out at least well over 200 plus slivers of cake.
Damn.
Like, I walked over to people who didn't walk up to me. Like, I was on that. Like, I was like, this is the tone I want to set in here. This would be good vibes for everyone,
that's
matter
important,
what.
Though.
It is, bro. Like, and I've never been locked up, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I feel like prison is. Like, there's vibes, and you either can contribute to the good vibe or you can contribute to the negative. And the good vibe should be at the forefront for sure. It was for me. So yeah, I was handing cake out like Jesus, bro. Like straight up.
How like much of a toll was it on your mental? Like even now coming back from it and now like readjusting and getting back to normal life and like realizing, you know, because sometimes when you're doing crazy shit, you don't realize you're doing crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's a lot of shit compacted into 30 days where it's like just extreme.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I still feel like I'm playing the game sometimes. I like okay. So like, have you seen Alice in Borderland? You know what that is?
I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
So basically, when they lead a game, like they still feel like they in it. That's how I feel. So like, I feel like we left the game. Like a lot of us have stayed in contact and whatnot. We're friends. I still feel like we're playing, kind of like it feels like moments where we interact. It's like people are kind of checking in with each other. You know what I'm saying? But like,
it's not over. You're still not even kind of at the climax of it because it's just now releasing.
Exactly. There's much to go off of with it, and like who knows what the future holds with it. Like for me, like this is just the coolest opportunity ever. So like I'm just loving every step of it. But like the mental toll, really, like just having gone through it, like I feel like I've won just by making it through and like getting to tell my story and getting to have fun with it. I've met people that like I'll know for a lifetime now. Like I can safely say that like I love these guys, like, and they all love each other and love me, and like there's a genuine camaraderie, you know. It's just a people thing, you know. So that the aftercare has been real, like, you know, and shout out to the production team as well. Like they be hitting us up and stuff, like, you know, just checking in, seeing how we're going back to regular life and things. So like they're looking
part
out
of their
for us.
study.
It's part of the study, yeah. It's they have to check in on the test subjects, you know, but they're checking in on us from that side, and then us as contestants, you know, castmates, we're looking out for each other too. Yeah. Shout out to all of them, man, for real.
Well, and just coming, like, you know, I hate to put it in a box or whatever, but going from like local artist in Indianapolis to going overseas and being in front of cameras and like just that experience of being around people from all over the world.
Yeah.
It's got to be like eye opening, you know, like you know, you were already chill and shit, but like to do that, like really seems like, you know, out of what's normal here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, bro. Like for me, like the opportunity to represent this city on this platform, Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Like that is a huge deal. You know, and her name is not American anymore. She changed it, but shout out to the rapper American. I don't know what her name is now, her new hip hop name. I want to show respect, but she really was the first to like do this type of shit. She like popped up on that rap show that Chance the Rapper was the judge on. I forget what the name of it was, but like, you know, that was a big moment for me, very inspirational moment. I'm like, this girl went out on that limb and like really put herself out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I loved the outcome no matter what. I just loved seeing her on that. So like to be able to do that kind of in my own way on some Thanos shit, bro. I was the real life Thanos in there. Like, you know, like welcome to the Thanos world. Like I literally got the cross, bro. Like, you know, this shit opens up, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just so surreal, bro. Like so crazy.
And just like as an artist, you know, even when we started the podcast, we talked about how you were doing the podcast, and then you sort of rebranded as an artist, where your whole style of music is like different, you know, than it was years ago. It seems like that all kind of happened like around this time too, where it's just like shit's changing, you know what I mean? Which is just it's cool to see, you know what I mean? It's awesome to see that.
Thank you, bro. Like you've been rocking with me for a hot minute. Like this man records all my shit. Like damn near the only person who can like has understood the vision fully. Like yeah, man. Like stylistically figuring out like what I like and what I sound best doing and unlocking those channels. You know, we talked about not being afraid of failure. Like, you know, you can't be afraid to try a song a certain way and then you realize, oh, I like making this type of song better. Like, this is where I'm locked in. And, like, really honing in. Like, just done a lot of that over the years, like, you know, figuring it out. And even changing my name, bro, like, because I used to go by Brooks the Prophet. Brooks is my last name. My name's Isaiah Brooks. But, like, I used to go by Brooks the Prophet, but I was like, man, I want something shorter, like, something quicker, like, get to it quick. Like, and Zeke was born just because, like, that's what my godfather used to call me. He used to call me Zeke, and I thought that was the coolest nickname ever. But I didn't want to spell it like, regular way. So I played with the spelling, and I was like, this way is spelled different than everybody else's. Boom, locked in. And then that unlocked different songwriting style and finding beats, and then making beats helped unlock an even higher level of learning and receiving this information, like
a new era.
Yeah, man. Like you do things to raise your antenna up, and then you get ideas. You just receive all these ideas, So I've been doing a lot of things to get these antennas up.
It's got to be nice too, where like here in Indianapolis, if you go from Brooks to Zeke, the people will still be like, no, that's Brooks. I know Brooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean?
What the fuck is he doing?
But when you get to literally go fucking overseas to London and be around 400 people for like a month, where it's like you can be who you want to be. It's not like you're in a box of who you were last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it feels like you get a chance to really evolve into who you want to be, and if you're there, representing your music too, which you obviously were, it's like that is just who you are, you know what I mean? Which is it's cool to be able to be who you are outside of here,
100%, man. And like it's cool to be authentic and just genuine, if that's your brand. If your brand is being dishonest and like out there untrustworthy, that's cool. There's a lane for that, but like my brand is just being me and like being authentic, and that's who I was with the game. Like when I went in to do the games, I just stayed true to myself. I talked about, being a producer, being a rapper. Like I told other contestants that's what I was on. I met people who were in similar lanes, and that opened up conversations and led to inspiration. I made like, when I got back to the hotel, as soon as we wrapped up shooting, like I wrote a song titled My Number 410. Like it just unlocked like so many things. Like it's all about the side quests, bro. Like it really is. Like do all the side quests you can. Like that's my biggest advice to everybody in life is unlimited side quests all the time. Always say yes to the side quests, bro.
We didn't even mention it, but what is the prize you were competing for? Because it's not just a side quest where you're doing it for shits and giggles.
Bruh, all right. 4.56 milli, bruh.
Sheesh.
$4.56 million.
Even after taxes, that's a lot.
Man, even after taxes, you still eating. Everybody eats, B. Like they had the piggy
literally
bank.
with the cake though. You know what I'm saying?
I was out there on some motherfucking Ace Boogie shit. I was like, everybody eats, B. Like literally, I was feeding the cake. I'll never forget that, man. Like. And, I won't reveal too much, but there's more eating stuff later, like, that I'm involved with where,
pause.
Pause. Yeah, definite pause. Good shit. But, like, where I'm, like, looking out for somebody else, There was a time in there, I can't speak on this, I got, like, eggs in my shit, like food or whatever, and I don't eat eggs personally. Like, that's not a popular thing to say, but I'm not good with eggs or whatever. I don't like it. But I traded food with my friend Julie. Like I gave her the egg and she gave me some of the rice or whatever she had. Like, and that's how we did that in there, like
prison.
It's
like the cornbread shit,
bruh. Some cornbread swapping ass shit, man. But that's just the humanity of it,
Yeah, that's crazy. And then it is kind of like the most composed wins, because I'm sure like. The ones that like crash out, or the ones that their strategy is to be an asshole, they probably got like voted out, right? Like
yeah.
Where you probably saw the karma in the game, right?
Yeah, if you was an asshole, like that karma would get you. Like who's picking you if it's like, okay, divide into groups of 7. Who's gonna grab you? Like if you're like, I won't say undesirable from like an attraction level. If you're undesirable from a teammate level, why would I grab you for like, if we got to pick 5, why am I picking you? Like, or if I'm acting that way, how can I expect someone to pick me or have faith in me? Like, God forbid it's a 1v1. Like, who's picking you? You know what I'm saying? It's moments like that were important, And, I had a moment in there. I picked somebody that like I was kind of beefing with, and like I still picked her to like be the person that like received, because we were playing a game essentially where we had to throw like a ball to each other, And I threw to her, and yeah, she caught it. I trusted her, you know what I'm saying? And that was my op in there. But I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna still rock with you for now, you know?
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's it's gotta feel like that every round, right? Where each time it's like a huge like adrenaline thing, where it feels like you're going home.
Yeah, man, it was a huge adrenaline thing. Like, there's a lot of pressure, and then there's another side I do want to talk about too. There's a lot of standing and sitting, bruh. So when I say that, a lot of downtime between takes. There were a lot of takes. So like, we walking on the stairs and shit. Like, you know how they do that in like the intro and shit? We had to do that take like so many times, bro. And I'm like, people getting tired, bro. We're tired. We're standing in cold, man. And like, we're hungry. It's take 12, bro. Like, we got to walk all this way in unison. Like, and we had to be in unison too. Like, it was on some March shit, like for real. And that was hard. Like, some people couldn't really do that, like.
How cold was it?
Man, so like, there's different set buildings, right? And like the building where we shot the stair walking stuff, like where we're walking on the funky colored stairs and shit. Like when we did that, I think it's like a line of however many of us there are. So that line extends outside sometimes, or like in the areas between buildings. And it was freezing. We in London and it's cold, man. Like it's freezing, man, and we got the squid packs on. These shits is fat. Like, it's this thing sticking out of my chest.
And if
like,
it's liquid, that probably gets cold.
Well, you couldn't feel that stuff. Like, it was a mechanism, like, almost like a little mini machine, but it was really uncomfortable, and they kept it tight because, they don't want us looking all bulky and weird. Like, it has to fit under the shirt and under the jacket. We had to wear the jackets for that reason. They want us to look a certain way,
No, that's so crazy.
Oh yeah,
is because literally you were like in the real Squid Games, basically.
Dead ass, like that shit could go
just
off,
for a
man.
month, like just like like
a
normal person gets thrown into the Squid Games for a month is fucking wild,
Man, it was so wild, man. And like again with the sitting and the standing aspect of it, it was crazy.
Because they have to explain a lot, right? Like isn't there like a legal thing where it's like for the game they have to like explain the rules and make sure you understand it and stuff?
Yeah, there has to be a clear understanding of like what we're doing and like what they're wanting. Certain things had to be shot again. Like, let's say somebody messed something up, or like, we were allowed to like curse and stuff, but you couldn't be wilding, like going full send. But like, let's say they wanted to get like somebody's reaction again, they would like bring the camera in so they could get it closer, things like that. And man, the production was crazy. Like seeing these big expensive cameras and shit like that, like movie shit. It was unreal. Very expensive.
Obviously, I'm not like trying to talk shit about the show or anything.
For sure.
But what was your longest day on set? Like, are there any specific days that stand out as like, damn, that was a long day of, doing the shooting?
I would say probably our second game. The second game, that was the 5-legged pentathlon, I believe, was the second like big game.
What does that mean? 3 people tied together?
Yes. Well, so it was 5 people tied together.
Oh my god.
And like, basically you're tied together and you go from one game to another game, and there were 5 games and each person would do a game. So that was like essentially the game after the counting game. And that shit was hard as fuck.
Did part of you want to just like drag the fucking
Yeah, like there were people trying to do the jump thing, and like some people got the 1-2 down. Like the key was to count out 1-2, 1-2. Like as a team, you can't just go forward because you feel like you want to go. Like there was definitely some communication aspects to it. Yeah, man, it was a lot of luck on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But man, one of the guards actually, and this was like some hidden shit, bro, but like one of the guards like fell down like due to like exhaustion type stuff. Like he fell down and he ended up fine or whatever, but like this is like not on camera or whatever, but like behind the scenes type shit. And like he fell down and we had to take a little break, you know what I'm saying? And because we were in the middle of some stuff, like they were picking where people were gonna go. And like this guard was tired, like he was real tired.
Was he like wearing a mask?
Yeah, they was all the way suited up, man. They was masked up, like they was really with it. Like, and from what I gathered, I think they had to go to actual guard school to like prep for it because they couldn't interact with us. Their interactions were like shoveling food into a thing for us or like putting their hand out like that. It was very minimal human.
Like even after the cameras stop.
Yeah, very subhuman all the time. Like
that's a psychological experiment.
They were always in character, bro. Like always in character. And there would be times where like they would be in the ready position, but like when we weren't shooting, they may kind of relax their stance a little bit, you know, like a human. Like clearly you got to relax. I never tried to talk to any of them.
Were you told not to talk to them?
No, they don't really tell us that. They tell us don't touch them. We're not allowed to touch them. But like, I may have said a joke to one, and he may have like just like looked at me like that, and then looked back. But they never spoke to us. There was never any like.
That's even weirder.
Very subhuman behavior, bro.
And then it makes you feel crazy.
Yeah.
You know, if you got these people just watching you in your cell the whole time,
literally,
and you talk to them, they don't say nothing back. They just stare at you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, very subhuman. So you want to go where the humans are.
Oh my gosh, bro, like, that is so insane. For a month though, with like it started with hundreds of strangers. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, a lot of strangers in there. You know, we in the dorm, and like
the guards were there like 24/7. Like I'm just trying to picture like what it was, because I wasn't picturing like actual guards playing the role.
Yeah, so like they wouldn't be there 24/7. They would go in a room or whatever, like go offset, if you will, for a while. There'd be a long periods of time where it was just the players in the dorm. Then you'd hear like the wah, like this like honking noise, and you'd know shit was going down. So you look to the stage, and a few may pop out, or one may pop out. Like there would always be some shit going on, or like you'd hear wah, and then you look up in the corner. There's like a corner section, and they're popping out from the door up there. Like there's always something new to see. Like the guards killed it, man. Shout out to them, because they were great.
Like the Squid Game show, I could be wrong, but you can go from a player to being a guard, right? Like, so let me ask you, would you, if they asked you to be a guard on the next season, would you go back and be a guard for it?
Man, hell no. That was the hardest job, man. Other than what we had to go through, that shit seemed difficult, bro.
They weren't playing for $4.5 million, right?
Nah, they's getting paper, you know, and it's good resume, like whatever. But like, nah, because they was holding still for a while, man. Like they really held still. Like it was legit. Like that part of it was probably the most real, other than like eating and playing the game. Like them guards, like they were really Squid Game guards. Like they really played the role well. Like I wouldn't be surprised if them motherfuckers was in the real show. Like how they was doing this shit, bro. Honestly.
Or if they're like the royal guards that just stand there all day.
Yeah, or if they really are like guards from real
prison,
like from real prison, or from like real government bodies, like the Queen's Royal whatever.
Yeah, well,
like, I'm ignorant as hell.
But that is part of their culture. Those royal guards you see that just stand there.
Oh yeah,
they probably got a whole school of those guys,
bro. Intense shit. Shout out to the guards. Like they made shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? Without talking, and that was their job, to make shit make sense without them having to talk, and they did it. Yeah. Great job.
I'm excited to see this drop, and our plan is to film this one now before it, where we talk about it, and then we'll do one reacting to the actual show, you know, using the content and everything from it, and kind of follow along, you know, the journey of it, hopefully. Absolutely. Like kind of each episode.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Like it's just been a crazy journey.
Is there anything you're like worried about, like with it dropping, you know, is there any of that?
Like just as far as like things I say, or like
I guess just that exposure of like, no, you know, like if an artist knew their song was dropping like on Netflix, there would probably be a lot of just emotions around it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so for me, like I'm not like worried about it, because like I guess part of being an artist is like not really caring. When you put out a body of work, you can't in your mind, you don't judge yourself by that body of work, your character and your worth, like just yourself. So it starts there. But like for me, I'm like past that point, so I don't really care like how other people perceive it. I just hope like if I say some off kilter shit, people can still be like, well, I know Isaiah, and I'm not gonna limit Isaiah to like one take, like one sentence. Like I just hope that people realize it's reality TV, and like so it's gonna be a little spicy sometimes maybe, but like I'm proud. Everything I said and did, I stand on it, and I'm proud of it. I probably would have did the same shit if I was in there again.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah, I was real in there, and like, you know, went through a lot of shit in there, and you know, there's emotional ties to it, man. Like my journey in it is like very powerful. I feel like so. That's gonna be on display. But yeah, I stand on that, man. You know, like I don't care. People laugh, they laugh. If they think it's great, they think it's great.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to hate on because just getting to go over there, you know, from being in Indianapolis or whatever is awesome. But let alone competing for $4.5 million and being on Netflix, and you know, it's a great opportunity. So at the same time of all that, and then getting back and having these months in between where you can't really talk about it, but what you can do is work on your other stuff you have going on.
Absolutely.
Which is like the music primarily, right?
Yeah, the music. Upon returning, I really wanted to get, you know, more into beat making and like really hone in on FL and like dive into that part of my brain more. And like, cause I've been making beats prior to going on the show, and like I'd really been in that, but like this time I was like, yeah, I want to go further, like more instrumentation, like live instrument use, like make my drums sound as real as possible, like if not use real ones, you know. And getting to making content, stacking up, man. Like we've had long talks about, you know, how the algorithm works and stacking up on content for your music and, you know, things of that nature. So upon my return, that was all I cared about, like just locked in on all that stuff, man.
Yeah. Like when you so I know this is kind of you know, there's no right or wrong answer with it. Yep. But as a producer, who's like your dream artist to get a placement with?
Producer, like put me in a room, like probably Uzi. Like I would love to get in a room with Uzi and just play him like 50 beats and maybe make like 5 from scratch, call it a night, just see what we make, you know. Like Uzi or probably BK Darula. She's like my favorite female artist. I make pretty out there shit, and I think she would skate on that shit, skate and float. Like she would scout on that shit, bro. Like like straight up. But yeah, those two right there, like 1v1s with them in the stew, that'd be like a dream come true, man. Like I got some shit for them. Hey, definitely
tag her in the comment section, you know.
Hey, shout out BK to Rule, level know. 5. Love her.
So as an artist, I ask this of pretty much all the artists that come on the show. Can you spit for us your hardest 8 bars or your hardest verse?
My hardest verse, man, off rip, probably. Let me see. Let's go. Blicky been the main, this other heat of my side piece. I be copping waves, you bought the MP3 lease. If he getting lippy, turn this shit to a cleft one. I'ma play the quiet game if ever the feds come. Daughter Glockiana, hand this Blicky my stepson. Song got deleted, fuck it, on to the next one. You the type to never speak when you should have said some. Cup full of wacky, I've been sipping that red rum.
That's bars.
Okay, now.
Let's rewind it real quick. Yeah.
Hold on.
say the first like 8 bars of that again.
Blicky been the main, this other heater my side piece. I be copping waves, you bought the MP3 lease. That's pure
That's engineer. A BeatStars bar right there.
That is BeatStars, engineers, producers,
rappers,
artists. Waves and MP3s. If you don't know what that is, what are we even talking about? You know, yeah. I be copping waves, you bought the MP3 lease. Now this is insensitive. If you getting lippy, turn his shit to a cleft one. I'm gonna play the quiet game if ever the feds come. Daughter Glockiana and this Blicky my stepson. Yeah, it's all in the family, you know what I'm saying? The daughter Glockiana and the Blicky is my stepson.
No, that's hard. That
song got deleted. Fuck it. On to the next one. You got to move on, bro. Like, if you lose some shit, just make some more shit. You the type to never speak when you should have said some. Cup full of wacky. I've been sipping that red rum. Like, come on, bro.
How many songs, like, speaking of on to the next one, how many songs, like, ballpark, do you think you've made, you know, just as an artist throughout your life?
So when you say made, do you mean like finished the song, or are we talking
not like necessarily finished and dropped, but like finished to where you listen to it in the car type shit?
Okay, type shit.
Like in the unreleased
have a solid
folder.
Answer for this because I write everything down, but like I would say I'd gauge between 100 and 175 songs. that like I listen to either in the notes or it's out or it's been out type stuff. Maybe closer to 200, but yeah, written probably upward of 500. Like there's songs that are wrote out like that extends to about the 500 range for sure.
And you have a lot of different songs, but the song coming up that you said is 410.
Big 410.
Which was your number in the Squid Games, right?
Yes, sir, man. And
that's like different than kind of any ones in the past. You know what I mean? Like that's like a real specific song.
Yeah, it's my theme song essentially. I knew I wanted to make a song, so boom, I'll talk about that song. So like 410, I made this song because initially like when I made the beat, it's like 113.5 BPM. I had a weird BPM, so it stood out. But I sampled Squid Game, the theme song for it, and my thought was I could put a female artist on this, like she could do like some bop shit, not like she a bop, but like some bop shit, like some bopping shit or whatever. And like a female would sound really good on this song, but it didn't happen like that or whatever. And I just kept the beat, and upon ending shooting, I was just like, this is the song, bro. Like, let me put 410 on this bop shit beat, because the beat's original name was Bop Shit, Squid Game sample. And so I wrote 410 like before I got on my flight home, and I was just like, on my 410 shit, on my 410 shit. And I just kept saying that over and over. And I'm like, what does it mean to be 410? And I'm like, I ain't stabbing no backs, only stepping on their necks, 410 shit, on my 410 shit. Like, always got my brother's backs for the team I do attack, 410 shit. Like, that's 410, and that's what I was in there. So 410.
And it's gonna make for good content when you clip the show, and you can show like, you know, if you win a game or something, you know, you can like chop it up.
Oh yeah,
for the
man.
video. That'd be hard.
Oh yeah, I want the coldest edits. You know, like I'm butchering this, but you know those edits where it's like it's dubbed over, but it'd be like they asking who's your favorite artist, and then they say the artist, then it goes instantly into that person's shit, like in a collage of they shit.
Yeah.
That's what I want for this, man. I want people to give me their best cap cuts, their best TikToks, like mash my shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like make me some little mini videos out of that. Definitely.
Have you had to learn how to edit content like as an artist and producer?
Oh man, so like I've been the whole content space, definitely, like, you know, you learn how to utilize just simply the camera app, like, you know, and then iMovie, chopping things up a little bit. Triller is awesome, like the ins and outs of Triller. Like there's some minor limitations with it, and I'm still learning. Like TikTok's a lot like Triller, like you can essentially do the same things kind of, but it's more towards, you know, skits and being funny and things like that and cool edits. But yeah, there's just so many different platforms and ways to edit and things like that. And even just on the photo side, like I think it's called Photon or whatever, where you like layer things and you make essentially cover art. Like I've been making cover art for myself too. I think my last few releases have been covers I've made myself. And you know, you just, if you really care about art, you get in everything a little bit. Like you just dabble a little bit with everything, see what sticks, you know?
Well, and that's how it is. Like nowadays, as an artist, you got to wear all those different hats, and then sort of because things are changing like that, there is no one clear path. You know, where it's not like you know, like being on Netflix is a huge opportunity to grow your whole platform. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like there is no one clear path to, you know, make it as an artist anymore.
100%, man. And you know, like, and you've never made it. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I
that's
won't
true.
say like,
like what do you even mean?
I'll never make it. Like, and when I say that, really think about, like, in my head, I'll never make it. There will always be the next thing, and like I look at that as a good thing, not an unfulfillment thing. Like, I love tasks, and I love the science of music. So like for me, this is just like, this is what school should be. This is like endless learning, bro. So like there will always be a next thing. Like this Netflix shit is huge because like I just want to get these beats cracking, bro, and I want to get my name out there. I want to get the name of Indianapolis out there. I want to get positive energy surrounding all those things out there, and because that's my brand. Like I just want people to be their best self. You feel me? Like. And when you vibe to my beats, like if we have a session or whatever, like it's gonna unlock the best you. You know what I mean? Like you gonna show me who you are, and I'm gonna play where I think I met you while I was making beats. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but like I probably met a version of you that made me make this beat. So I'll find that and play that shit for you. Like
The vibes.
Uzi, BK.
What I know this is kind of like a a hard question to answer, but like where do you want to be in 5 years? Like if you had to kind of predict where your path is going.
I'd say 5 years. When I say this, I want to have been in LA. So California is always a goal, but like in 5 years, I want to have been in California, still be in California. I'd like to have a mastery around engineering at that point in 5 years. I think that's the next step for me is engineering to accommodate the beat making and the music and the rap. I'd like to record artists and start doing that thing and like building that out there as well. And I have plans for a producer show. I would like that to get picked up and at least inspire other artists to showcase their beats in the way I plan on showing them with this producer show. It's called Club Zeke. It'll be out like end of the year, a weekly YouTube show where I just showcase my beats. I take some acapellas and I put them over beats I've made, and the episodes be like 8 to 12 minutes long, 4 beats, 4 songs essentially, and you hear some popular vocals over a beat that I made, and it's almost like a DJ show kind of, but for your beats, you know what I'm saying?
And kind of like, changes the genre of the original a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like on your beat.
You might hear Drake's vocals over like a Zeke beat, and it'd be like, oh man, the song hits different, like, for better or worse. But like, I want to inspire other artists to do that. So in 5 years, I would hope the show get picked up, and I don't know what that would look like, but
that almost sounds like a good like touring act, like if like how we were talking about like opening up for artists and how it works and stuff. But if you can use like popular shit but change the vibe to where it's like hard and you can turn up, like just as a DJ thing, I could see that working as like a live show.
Bro, I threw a Gwen Stefani acapella over one of my beats over some hard knocking shit, like 110 BPM type hard shit or 115, and it's just like, yeah, I'd like to take it to the club. Like it literally is Club Zeke. Like I got my 30-minute mixes too. Like I really would like to get a mastery on engineering and DJing in 5 years. And when I'm in LA, use DJing as, a monetary means, get into clubs, like take my Club Zeke act and eventually learn the ones and twos, but take my Club Zeke act to an actual club and like do that. And also do rap shows out there, like record people, engineer, jack of all trades, but in LA, 5 years. Yeah, it will happen.
And that is where it all comes together, because especially like engineers that make beats, or especially coming from already knowing how to make beats and then learning to engineer, it literally goes hand in hand, where you'll make double, than just doing one or the other.
Yeah, it's a fascination. It's kind of scary though. Pro Tools scares me, like, but FL used to scare me to death too. Yeah. Like I was like, I'll never get this shit.
And you can use FL. There's nothing saying you can't.
That's facts. Yeah. That's facts.
You've had some crazy performances, right?
Yeah, I've done some shows, man.
So, can you talk about those?
Of course I can, man. So like, I'd say, you want to know like the craziest show I did and like
the craziest one, maybe just a handful.
So the craziest show that I ever did, bruh, and this was honestly the wildest shit. I would definitely say that like we went to LA and Babytron was doing his tour, the Megatron tour for his Megatron album, and we got an opening slot opportunity and like open for him in LA, and I forget what the venue was, but it was fucking packed, bro. It might have been 1501, but I remember I was hitting a shroom pen before, so it was like a mushroom vape, and so I'm like ripping this mushroom vape, and I'm like feeling mushroom high, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like real joyous, but like, I'm like ready to perform, like it's like about to go down, and some Grey Goose got past my way too, and I don't drink much, like, especially before shows, but like we in LA, man, I was like, just go for it. So I'm like taking some shots of this Grey Goose just on some Rockstar vibes, and like, I'm not an arrogant dude, but it was like we was on some Rockstar shit that night, and I go out there and like get motherfuckers rocking, bro. I had like a 10-minute set, 12-minute set, killed that shit. I had all white on, all white fit. And like I met Babytron, I met Danny G. He followed me on Instagram. RJ Lamont was DJ, fucking amazing. All Shitty Boys were all there. Stan Will, TRD. Everybody was super cool. I didn't meet them, but like Tron and Danny G were super cool, man. Like Tron was like lit. Like he just did a whole hour. Like I can imagine talking to people after doing a whole hour set. But craziest show I've ever been a part of, man. Like just being in LA, because that's like a dream for me. Like, and then to have those kids rocking with me, and I'm like on shrooms and shit. It was just so cool, bro. Like I had so much fun, and it was a great show.
And the songs you performed were like almost designed to be performed live, right? It was like lit shit where it's like that's where it really all comes together, you know? Like you can make it in the studio, but really you're making it to do it in front of like 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like jumping.
Yeah, you have to look at music as product, and like product serves different markets. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't sell the certain type of product in a certain market. So like, you know, the listening to it, the Spotify, the Apple, like that's its own product, you know, but the live experience, the live show goer, that's a whole different product. So you have to tailor what you're selling towards that, you know. Make it an experience, you know what I'm saying? You have to play your hits, things people know you for, whether they know you at all, things you want people to know you for. You have to start thinking about it like that. You can't just be like, I like this song. I'm a fucking, this is my banger. This is what I like. It's not about what you like. You're the vessel, you know, like I play songs that I know people are going to like either turn up to or they get their rest to. That's an important thing too. You need to give them a chance to rest, like, and just listen to you and absorb you, like pause. But like, you just need to balance these moments out. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like when Kanye was touring, like, The Life of Pablo, how he balanced his set lists out like that. Like it's so important, man. You know, like approaching your set list is key. And I've always cared about my set lists, like, tailor it to the audience, you know, and give them an experience, you know, like, and give myself time to breathe, man. It's hard to do all that shit. Like, you can't just go guns blazing. You got to find your chill too up there. So,
for an artist starting out here in Indianapolis that wants to, you know, open for Babytron or open for, you know, their favorite artist, what advice can you give them to kind of make it happen?
I would say, and you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, make good music, bro, and like get popping, bro. Like I make good music, but like we're all trying to get popping, you know? It's more about that. It's more about like make relationships like locally, you know? Sometimes it's hard, other times it's not, but like really establish yourself locally and like utilize the connections find the people who care and not just the people who are like getting it popping. Like find both, you know? Cuz if you find that motherfucker who like know the other motherfucker, like side quests, bro, like that leads to side quests. And like, you know, just be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations where you're either gonna like be the first of your 3 homies opening or like the shortest set. Like be willing to go through those tough moments, because once you link up with niggas, you're at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You gotta establish that you're the next person. You should be number 2. Then from there, you should be number 1. And, you know, it goes up from there. So that'd be my biggest advice is like, don't step on people's necks, but like find people who are getting it in and like outdo them, essentially. Like on some competitive shit, like get better. This shit is anime, bro. Like rap is anime. Like for real. Like get your quirk better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like get stronger, like train like Goku, like get in there, bro. Like,
yeah, it like music is subjective, but being like a professional artist, there is certain shit that like you can actually check that box. You know what I mean? And like a whole lot of shit to be done. You know, if you're especially if you're trying to level up.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit to be done and like a lot of reps, man. 10,000 hours is an understatement. You know, like I'm well over 20,000. Like you have to eat, sleep, breathe, and shit this shit. Like you should be, if you work a job and it's like you worked a 12-hour shift, bro, when you come home, if you care about this shit, before you out of that uniform, you should have the laptop open, like get that thing out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like you should care about it that much. Before I change out of my work clothes, I'm gonna put this idea down, at least start it. That's how much you should care. So like if you feel that way, holler at me for real.
And that's the consistency where the magic happens.
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't just happen by accident, and you know, you don't get a whole catalog of beats and music by not putting in work. You know?
Nah, you'll make your best shit between the hours of 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. I shit you not. Like you need to go for that little segment. I don't know what it is about that segment of time, but like you pull good ideas from that, and that's like the grimy hours. Maybe it's because everyone's asleep, so all the energy has to go somewhere. So maybe that's why you pull the coolest shit from that time lot, because everybody's asleep. So like lock in.
I think there's also something to it, like around that time, usually like you start to get a little tired. You know, your brain's not at 100%. It starts to get a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you pulling from that REM sleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that diluted state.
That sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation. You're tricking your senses to operate differently so you can pull creatively. Like, you crazy motherfucker. Like,
you thought the shroom
that's what
pen
it's about.
hit.
Bro, the shroom vape has hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
7 days with no sleep. That's the shit.
Well, you might die off that, but like, you know, at least one day, bro. At least pull an all-nighter sometime.
No, but there are a lot of writers do talk about that though, where it's like they'll stay up real late, and that's when their best shit comes.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen did that shit for his role in The Breakfast Club. He said he's alleged he didn't use any drugs, but he said he stayed up all night so he would look tired, and that created the magic of his character for that little bit he had in there. I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah. He was probably just wilding out in those days though.
Yeah, he probably smoked crack and went to work like his lying ass.
Oh no!
Shout out Charlie Sheen, man.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So, I just had something and it went away. So the first chunk of episodes drops this week, or like this coming week, right?
Yeah. So it's coming up soon, November 4th. The first batch come out, man, and then yeah, it's full send from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, first batch come out. Again, I don't know the ins and outs. I know my presence is felt in the show. So I feel like people really gonna see me like out here. I talked about 2 games already and some crazy dorm shit that happened. Like, that's the shit I know you 100% are like gonna see, like opening day type. And you know, we'll reveal more too as we like react to it and whatnot. And yeah, man, it's just so much. Like, and again, shout out to everybody involved with it. Like, I loved all them guys, man. And you know, they pulling for me too. Like, they done asked me about my music and shit. And like,
you said you so actually made music while you were in there, right? Like, you were beatboxing for people.
Yeah, so I beatboxed for this girl in there. She wanted to rap out loud. This seemed random to me, but she wanted to spit like a Harry Potter themed rap. And she asked if anyone could beatbox, and I said, I make beats. And she was like, all right, beatbox for me. And I beatboxed for her in the dorm, loved her rap. She spit. She had like a Dumbledore reference or some shit. She was actually spitting, bro. I was like, this chicken low-key flow.
Like, she had it like just written out in her head. Basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
Crazy.
And then to perform it in front of strangers, I'm like, okay, you really be writing.
But like, y'all must have not had like anything to do that day for it to be like, let's make a Harry Potter rap.
Yeah, Shorty was like just trying to pass time. People in there playing like patty cake type games and stuff. And like, again, we was at prison basketballed up. We was playing prison soccer, prison baseball. Dude, we played baseball with a flip-flop.
That's crazy.
It was insane. So like, we made a little ball out of, the girls put all their hair ties together, which is wild in and of its own. But like, they put all their hair ties together, made this little makeshift baseball, and then we used the flip-flop, and we're just cracking them, bro. Dingers.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So you weren't allowed to like talk to even the production people?
So it's not essentially, like, we couldn't just be like, I'm done production now. Like, it wasn't that easy. It might be some time, you know, but like, you know, if there was like allergies, if people like needed their personal meds or whatever, you go to an area and you say some shit, then you wait, then they come get you. Was basically how it would work. But not a guards. We could talk to them, but we weren't allowed to touch them. And within that, like, we're not always close to them. You know what I'm saying? They would feed us stuff, like, and hand us our food portions, like our rations for the day and whatnot, and that was about it.
Yeah. No, that's great. It just blows my mind to think, you spent a month being in the Squid Games and like shit was like really intense.
I lost
it's just
weight
crazy.
in that motherfucker, bro. Like, I'm out here looking crazy. 5 o'clock shadow, what? Nah, like 5 week shadow, bro. Like, we in there musty. Musty, bro.
Really?
10 showers to hella heads, bro. 10 shitters. Like,
damn.
Bro, like that. Yeah. Crazy. Man. There was so much going on.
That sucks for the ladies. They got to squat.
I mean, yeah. So like, they handled business though. I will say this too. Like, the ladies really handled business in there, and I saw a lot of women taking care of each other in there, like tending to each other, going to the bathroom with each other, like just ministering, just being vibes to each other. And I mean, the dudes was on that type of time too, but like, I definitely saw a lot of like maternal figures come out and like really look out for some of the girls in there, and I thought that was cool. Definitely cool.
I know this is kind of a weird question, but I'm just genuinely curious.
Sure.
Did people end up like hooking up and stuff? Because it's a month. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine some people like have relationships or something.
Man, so like, I don't know. There was some vibes sometimes where it's like people seemed like they would gravitate to each other a little bit more. I don't know if anybody was in there like humping, but like, a rumor did go around that someone was in the bathroom getting it in, but I didn't hear anything like personally of that. Like, a friend told me that rumor was going around, but I never saw nobody. From what I saw and all the interactions I had, sex was like the last thing on anyone's mind, really. Like, there was some flirting and stuff in there. There's definitely a lot of people in there.
I'm just wondering because it's It's a lot of people,
a lot of beautiful ladies in there
over a month, and it's like crazy circumstances.
There was definitely like some cute girls in there. Like, at least on the guy side of things, I saw a lot of cute girls, a lot of real nice girls. There were people who were like, spoken for. There was a Dallas. There was a There was a Denver Broncos cheerleader in there. Shout out to Zoe and shout out to her dad Kurt. Them two are awesome. Zoe was in there. She was a Broncos cheerleader. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, why? You already won. Like, what?
$4.5 million.
But hey, get 4.5 million. I feel that. I feel that. But yeah, there were some beautiful people in there, man.
I was just wondering, because it's like this a long time, like a month. Yeah. But no, that's wild. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens, and just see it roll out and do a couple of these to keep track.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I got stories for days in there, man. Like, I've only skimmed the surface tight, but yeah, there was a lot in there. A lot of cool games, a lot of great moments, a lot of dope people, but a lot of eliminations, bro.
What do you take from that whole experience so far? Like, what's kind of the something you've taken from it?
The thing I've taken from it the most is that something that kind of confirmed a belief that already exists within me is that the majority of people are moderately good-hearted and kind-hearted, like to the root of it all, contrary to how the world would have you believe or perceive. Like, we all pretty much want the same things. We're all normal. We all like competition for the most part, and we all don't want to hurt each other. And that existed within there. Like, it's Squid Game. We're not in there killing each other, but like, nobody's in there like causing harm or dismay to anyone. And it showed me people are generally good-hearted no matter where they come from and, or what they've been through. So
no, that's awesome. Man.
Yeah, definitely took that away.
Especially even when like $4 million is on the line, because that's probably when people start acting even crazier,
Yeah, people wasn't thinking straight in there. There was definitely some cutthroat activity, and I I was within that. I wasn't saying I was cutting people's throat, but there was some stuff going on in there, man. And at the end of the day, like, I don't want to say we were characters in there because we were ourselves, you know, like we were just playing us. And like,
well, you were numbers.
We were
right?
numbers, but like outside of that, we're people, and like, it's not real, you know. Like I don't hate anyone who did me dirty in there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a game. You know, in that moment I was hot. Like I'm like, this is everything. Like, oh my God. Like anything that would happen like that, I'd be hot. Or if a good thing would happen, I'd be good, you know. But like I love the fact that everyone went out their comfort zone to be on this show. Like that to me is a dub. Even if you was on some shiesty shit or whatever, like I'm just glad we made good entertainment, you know, like that's all it is entertainment at the end of the day. So we made good content in there, bro. There was some superstars in there, man. Like season 2 is lit. Like season 1 was cool, but like season 2 is like superstars everywhere you look. Like, and I just can't wait for everyone to get introduced. Like, you know, shout out to everybody. And yeah, Big 410, man.
That's lit.
Big 410.
That's lit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything, you know, you have coming up or anything you want to talk about that we didn't touch on?
Yeah. So I mean, just obviously, yeah. Squid Game: The Challenge Season 2, Netflix, November 4th. Be on the lookout for that. Look out for Player 410. That's me in there. I have a project coming out. My self-titled debut. My album Zeke. It'll be available probably end of November. I'm gonna put it out like after the show come out, you know. Day of the show, be on the lookout for that 410 single though. That's coming out day of. The second the show come out, that single gonna come out too. So spin that. Producer show, Club Zeke. I think that's about it, man. Damn near. Yeah, and just be on the lookout for indie sports too, bro. We going crazy. Like, shout out to all the Indianapolis teams. Absolutely going crazy. Jonathan Taylor's going crazy. MVP year. Danny Dimes. Yeah. Tyrese will be back before we know it. Like, there's just a lot of magic in this state and in this city, man. Like,
and it's kind of like a rising tide lifts all boats, because we have had artists going viral now too, where it's like, you know, ever since like they're talking about like Caitlin Clark and The Fever, whoever. But it's like we are getting kind of noticed a little more for more than just corn, you know?
Oh, yeah, man. I think the corn days are way behind us. If you still saying corn, like Indiana, like, all right, bro, like that's like 10-year joke, like, or whatever, you know? Like, come on, man. Like, you know we got hoopers. You know we got real ballers out here. People making moves. Shout out to my boy, Sicko Boy, Hit the Stage. He's got a platform that I really love. That's a big platform in this city. I see the vision, brother. Like, there's a lot of good shit. We got some shit coming, he and I. So yeah, that was another thing. Be on the lookout for some collabs between he and I. And just to put on somebody from here, like, that I've been watching as of late. Shout out Nori the Goat, man. Nori the Goat. He got that How You What song. Gotta holler at bro. Get him.
Make it the theme song.
Make it the theme song. Legit. Like, get him on here and make that the theme song. Shout out Nori the Goat.
I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up. Ask him if he needs some beats, bro. I got some beats.
Hell yeah. So I kind of always ask this too, but you know, God forbid this is your last day on Earth or whatever. What's like a message you would want to like leave the world? You know what I'm saying? Like kind of, what do you want your legacy to be as a person?
My legacy that I would want to leave, my last message would be yourself, even if it's not, you know, fully accepted. As long as you accept it, that's what matters. If you feel your 10 points isn't enough, I say your 10 points is enough. Stand on business. Learn skills and step out of your comfort zone, because that's where the magic is, and stay up past midnight, because that's especially when the magic is. Definitely stay up past midnight. Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I think there's science behind it.
You have to, man. If you want magic, stay up past midnight.
Yes, sir. I'll have you back on here when the episode drops.
Most def, man.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming through.
Sir.
I appreciate your time. Check out
Yes,
Zeke
sir.
F.
How You
on
Want
all
podcast.
streaming. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.